What if the key to reclaiming your vitality wasn't in adding something new, but in unlocking something ancient that's been hiding in plain sight? We're talking about a spice that's likely sitting in your kitchen cabinet right now: turmeric. You've probably heard about it, it's everywhere. Some call it an ancient superfood, others dismiss it as an overhyped fad. The truth, as it often is, lies somewhere in the middle. But here's the critical part that almost no one talks about. A little sprinkle on your food or taking the wrong kind of capsule is like sending a vital message in a bottle that never reaches the shore. Most of what you consume never actually makes it to where it needs to go. But what if you could learn how to give that message a first-class ticket, an express delivery service that guarantees it reaches its destination deep inside your body? Today we're going to pull back the curtain on turmeric. We'll start with the foundational knowledge, then expose a very popular myth that could be doing more harm than good. And we will build up to the single most important revelation about how to make this ancient spice truly work for you. You absolutely need to stay for this final secret, because it is the one that makes all the difference. So, if you're ready to move past the hype and get to the truth, make sure you subscribe and join our community of health champions. And just a quick important reminder, all the information shared today is for educational purposes. Everyone's health situation is unique, so please consult your doctor or healthcare provider before making any significant changes to your diet or health regimen. Our goal here is empowerment through knowledge, so you can have informed discussions with them. All right, let's begin our journey with our first big insight: the ancient gut-soothing secret. Let's start with a simple question. When you eat something, do you assume it's now in your body? It's a logical thought, but it's not quite right. The reality is, your digestive tract, from top to bottom, is essentially a long tube that is separate from the rest of your body. Think of it like a tunnel passing through a mountain. A car can drive through the tunnel, but unless it finds an exit ramp, it's not actually in the mountain itself. For any food or supplement to truly benefit your body, it has to find an exit ramp from the gut tunnel into your bloodstream, and from there, into your cells. This is where traditional turmeric use comes in, and it's a perfect place to start. For thousands of years, people have used turmeric root and powder in their cooking. And for thousands of years, they've experienced real benefits long before we knew anything about absorption rates. This tells us something crucial. Even if turmeric stays mostly inside that tunnel, inside your gut, it is doing incredibly important work right there. Let's use an analogy to make this clear. Imagine your gut is a vast and complex garden. This garden is home to trillions of tiny organisms, bacteria. Some are like beautiful, helpful plants and pollinators, while others are like weeds and pests. A healthy garden has a perfect balance. However, due to stress, poor diet, and just the process of aging, that garden can get overrun by weeds. Therefore, you experience things like bloating, poor digestion, and even inflammation because the garden is in a state of chaos. Plain, regular turmeric, the kind you sprinkle in your curry or take as a simple powder capsule, acts like the perfect organic compost for this garden. Health experts often highlight that the compounds in turmeric preferentially feed the beneficial bacteria, helping your beautiful flowers flourish. At the same time, they help to control and limit the harmful bacteria, pulling out the weeds. This alone is a tremendous benefit and explains why so many people feel better digestion and more gut comfort when they use it regularly. Furthermore, turmeric helps to strengthen the fence around your garden, your gut barrier. It helps to reduce what's known as leaky gut, where unwanted particles escape the tunnel and cause your immune system to overreact. By reinforcing this barrier, it directly reduces gut inflammation. It also helps improve the flow of bile, which is essential for digesting fats properly. So our first foundational secret is this: embrace plain turmeric. Use it generously in your cooking. If you enjoy Indian or Asian dishes, don't be shy. Use the spice, use the root. It's inexpensive, it's delicious, and it provides these wonderful traditional benefits by nurturing the garden of your gut. This is the solid, time-tested foundation. But what if you want the benefits to go beyond the garden wall? What if you want that healing power to reach every corner of your body? This leads us to a very common piece of advice you've likely heard, and why it might be a trap: the popular pepper myth. So, you've been using turmeric, but you read online or heard from a friend that it's poorly absorbed, and they told you the magic trick: just add black pepper. The active compound in pepper, piperine, can dramatically increase the absorption of curcumin, the active compound in turmeric. It sounds perfect, right? The difficulty is that this popular hack comes at a hidden cost, especially for those of us over 60 who might already have sensitive digestive systems. We need to understand how pepper increases that absorption and why it's not the elegant solution it appears to be. Let's go back to our analogy of the gut being a secure border checkpoint. The wall of your intestine is designed to be very selective. It has highly trained guards, enzymes and tight cellular junctions that inspect every molecule trying to pass from your gut into your bloodstream. They are looking for proper credentials to let nutrients in, while keeping toxins, undigested food particles, and harmful bacteria out. It's a high-security operation. Regular curcumin from turmeric shows up at this checkpoint like a tourist with no visa. It's a large, fat-soluble molecule, and the guards are very suspicious of it. They turn away about 99% of it, sending it back into the gut. Therefore, its benefits stay local to the gut garden. Now, here comes black pepper. Adding pepper is not like giving the curcumin a legitimate visa. It's more like creating a major distraction at the border. The piperine in pepper essentially goes and inhibits some of the security guards. It loosens the tight junctions between the cells. It basically tells the guards to look the other way for a moment. In the ensuing chaos, yes, more curcumin molecules, maybe 5 to 8% instead of 1%, are able to sneak across the border into the bloodstream. But here is the critical downside. When you compromise the border security, it's not just the curcumin that gets through. You're also allowing other unwanted characters to slip through with it: toxins, bacterial fragments called lipopolysaccharides, and other substances that have no business being in your bloodstream. This forced, leaky gut can trigger your immune system and actually create inflammation elsewhere in the body, which might be the very thing you're trying to resolve. For someone with a robust, healthy gut, this might be a minor issue. However, if you're already dealing with any kind of gut sensitivity like irritable bowel syndrome, an autoimmune condition, or general food sensitivities, conditions that are often linked to a compromised gut barrier to begin with, you are essentially pouring gasoline on a fire. You're damaging the fence to get a few flowers out of the garden. And here's the second part of the myth. Even with this risky maneuver, the victory is short-lived. That curcumin that makes it into the bloodstream is still seen as a foreign intruder. It gets immediately sent to the liver, which is the body's master filtration plant. The liver is incredibly efficient and tags these molecules to be flushed out of the body, usually on the very first pass. So even though you've risked your gut health to get more curcumin into the blood, your liver cleans most of it out so quickly that it never has a chance to reach its ultimate destination: your cells. It's a crude, inefficient, and potentially harmful process. This is a classic case of the popular advice not being the wisest advice. This brings us to the most important part of our conversation today. If traditional turmeric stays in the gut and the pepper trick is a risky gamble, how do we achieve the ultimate goal? How do we get this golden nutrient deep into our cells where it can perform its most profound game-changing work? The Cellular Activation Key. This is where modern science has created a truly elegant solution, one that works with the body's systems instead of against them. This is the real game-changer that allows us to finally unlock the full potential that was always hidden inside turmeric. The challenge was always this: the active curcuminoids in turmeric are fat-soluble and our bodies are mostly water. Getting them past the gut wall and the liver and into the watery environment of the cell is like trying to mix oil and water. It just doesn't work well. The breakthrough came when researchers found a way to overcome this delivery challenge using a natural gut-friendly substance: fiber from the fenugreek seed. Here is our final and most powerful analogy. Imagine that the valuable curcumin molecule is a top-secret message, a vital piece of intelligence. The cell is the command center where this message needs to be delivered to influence major decisions, like turning down inflammation and turning up your body as natural defenses. Sending plain curcumin is like handing that secret message to a random tourist. They'll get stopped at the first checkpoint, the gut wall, and never get close to the command center. Using pepper is like giving the message to a spy who creates a chaotic riot at the border to sneak through. The spy might get across, but they cause a lot of collateral damage, and they get arrested by the internal police, the liver, almost immediately. The message is never delivered. The fenugreek solution, however, is pure genius. They take the curcumin, our secret message, and enclose it in what is called a colloidal complex made from fenugreek fiber. Think of this as placing the secret message inside a sealed official diplomatic pouch. This diplomatic pouch does several amazing things. First, the fiber naturally attracts water, creating a tiny, water-soluble bubble around the fat-soluble curcumin. It's no longer seen as a suspicious, oily substance. This diplomatic pouch has all the right credentials. It passes through the gut wall's security checkpoint easily and respectfully without causing any riots or leaky gut. It's a clean process. Second, this diplomatic pouch protects its precious cargo from the liver. Because it's water-soluble and looks friendly, the liver doesn't immediately recognize it as a high-priority threat to be eliminated. It doesn't get filtered out on the first pass. This allows it to circulate in the bloodstream ready for delivery. And finally, because this diplomatic pouch is now freely circulating, it has the time and the ability to deliver its message directly to the command center, the cell. It can cross the final barrier into the cell itself. And what happens when the message is finally delivered? This is where the magic lies. Inside the cell, this highly absorbable curcumin doesn't just put out small fires. It goes straight to the master controls at the genetic level. A report in the International Journal of Molecular Sciences often highlights these pathways. It helps to turn down a pro-inflammatory master switch in our DNA called NF-kappa beta. At the same time, it turns up another master switch called NRF2, which is responsible for activating our body's own powerful antioxidant and detoxification systems, including the most important one of all, glutathione. This is why this method is the ultimate secret. You're not just taking an anti-inflammatory. You are fundamentally shifting your body's internal environment at the cellular level, telling it to protect and repair itself more effectively. This is what leads to those deep, sustained benefits. Reduced body-wide inflammation and stiffness, clearer thinking from less neuroinflammation, and a more balanced immune system. One study even noted that this type of delivery system makes the curcumin 45 times more absorbable into the cell than standard curcumin. It's the difference between whispering a message from outside the castle walls versus speaking directly to the king. Now, when it comes to a specialized supplement like this, it's especially important for us to approach it with awareness. It's wise to discuss any significant changes with your doctor, especially if you have ongoing health considerations. Our goal here is empowerment through knowledge, so you can make the best choices for your unique situation. And there you have it, the Cellular Activation Key. It's a profound shift from just eating a spice to strategically delivering its power where it matters most. It's the reason we built up to this as our grand reveal. So, let's recap the incredible journey we've taken today. We started with the ancient gut-soothing secret, understanding the real traditional value of using plain turmeric to nurture our gut health. Then, we dismantled the popular pepper myth, revealing how this common hack can come at a hidden cost to our gut integrity. And finally, we uncovered the Cellular Activation Key, the revolutionary method of using a fenugreek colloid to safely and effectively deliver curcumin's benefits deep into our cells for profound, lasting change. Each one of these insights is a stepping stone to a more vibrant, healthier you. Now, I would love to hear from you. Which of these insights, perhaps it was understanding the simple power of plain turmeric, the surprising truth about pepper, or even our ultimate cellular activation key, resonated with you the most? Which one are you thinking of trying first? Please share your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this exploration valuable, please give this video a thumbs up. It really helps others find us. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell for more powerful strategies tailored for our fantastic community of health champions. Until next time, stay healthy, stay curious, and keep thriving.